why can't I just leave it alone? I don't know. This is just what I do. I tinker and I experiment with myself and just see what happens, I guess. Anyway, hey, this is Senior. Welcome back. Going to recap day 22 and 23 of this sugar diet, sugar fasting experiment. Day 22 was supposed to be a full sugar fasting day. Going along just fine, you know, drink the juice in the morning with the sugar. Had some of these Bear apple crisps I picked up at the store. Those were pretty good, actually. Had a Smoothie King smoothie as well. And then sometime in the afternoon, I just got to the point when, and I think what it is I want this, it's almost like the consistency of eating, you know, food more than just fruit or just smoothies or anything like that. So I thought to myself, what happens if you just eat the starches? So I had some leftover white rice. I heated up some white rice. I had some corn. So I ate the rice and corn, and it satisfied me for a good while, for basically the rest of the day, because I think all I ate after that was pickles. I actually had some pickles. But, you know, I did this experiment and I said, okay, I'm just gonna eat the starch and we'll just see what happens. And if you remember the day before, I had done eating over the weekend or whichever it was, and I had put on, I think it was 1.5 pounds or something like that. So anyway, I weighed yesterday morning the results of day 22, and I had dropped 0.8 of just eating the rice and the corn and just doing the regular sugar fasting the rest of the day. I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. So yesterday comes around. Yesterday was a workout day. So the plan was to actually eat and do that half day. So sugar fasting in the morning and then eating that meal post-workout. But here I go again, wanting to screw things up. And this is probably why I'm not seeing the kind of results, obviously, on this thing that most other people are, is because I keep tinkering with the thing and just don't let it lie and just let it work itself out. But again, what's the fun in that? You know, I'm having fun trying to figure out what this whole thing is and trying it on myself. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, yesterday, workout day. I went in there and I did my apple juice and sugar in the morning. I think I had a handful of apricots before my workout. Got into the workout and I think I had another juice before the workout as well. Workout went great. I'm thinking even during the workout, what am I gonna eat? You know, I'm focused on the rice and maybe the proteins. I was gonna do some chicken and stuff like that. But I got to that point and I said, you know what? Let me try to just do this kind of starch thing and try to keep the protein low again and see what happens. So I went with the post-workout meal. I did the Frosted Flakes and the Cocoa Pebbles. I didn't do any rice because I didn't have any made at the time. So what I did was Frosted Flakes, Cocoa Pebbles, and I had mixed up some strawberries and blueberries separately, but I had kind of already pre-done those I put a bunch of sugar in them, so they were going to be used for my smoothies. And I use those for my smoothies. It's kind of like those little drink shops do. They have like these strawberries and stuff already pre-made. They already had them mixed in sugar syrup and stuff like that. So I had tried to do that on my own. So I had some of that. So I put those in with the cereals. It was pretty good. Actually, it was a little bit oversweet for me, but you know, it is what it is. But it was good. It was pretty filling. So I got that in for the kind of the carb, you know, to replace those carbs and fill up the glycogen back in the muscles after the workout, which was great. Then I started considering, am I gonna eat the starch and protein or not? And I said, well, let me just do the starch and the corn again. So I did rice, I made some rice. So I did more rice and just the corn for another meal. Didn't do any additional protein other than whatever trace proteins you get in the rices and the corns and, you know, all that stuff. So again, when I talk about protein, we're talking about adding that chicken breast or a lean meat or, you know, something like that in like that. The trace stuff you're gonna get for all the other stuff, it is what it is. You know, it comes out to be, you know, a couple grams here and there. So I kept it at that. I think for the rest of the day, I had some chili mango strips. I did have a handful of gummy bears because I hadn't had them in a couple of days, which was nice. And then I finished off the evening with some more juice and some sugar. Debated whether I was gonna do that before I went to sleep or not, but you know, I did that. So got up this morning, another 0.3 pounds down, which is cool. So overall, going back a few days, I put on that 1.5 from the eating. I've now dropped the a total of 1.1 from that 1.5. So back on track, trending down. Today's another full sugar fasting day, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try the carb or the starch thing again and see what happens tomorrow on the scale. I hadn't done an update video like this because I feel like, you know, doing one a day is kind of repetitive, monotonous. Maybe you guys are not liking that. So I was gonna bundle up a couple of days here and there and then sprinkle some other stuff in. I think yesterday's video that I put on there was the full day of eating. So that's kind of the plan. That's kind of what happened the last couple of days. That's kind of the plan going forward for today. About to get up on the treadmill. It is a non-gym day, but that doesn't mean I don't do other things, right? I do treadmill every day. I do push-ups every day. Do some kind of light band work just for mobility and stuff like that. Try to stretch out and things like that. So try to do some of that every day. I started incorporating some dead hangs. Haven't been too consistent about that, but I did it for a couple of days here. Some dead hangs, and then what was the other thing I was trying to do? I can't think now. But I try to add that. I'm trying to add that to my daily checklist of things that I need to do. So, and trying to establish some kind of habits and consistency with that. So, I think that's the plan. Anyway, how's your journey going? Sugar diet, sugar fasting? Let me know in the comments. I think the whole adding the starch in is kind of what people have been doing with the sugar diet aspect of it, but I'm just kind of keeping out the protein completely as much as I can, just to see how it does. So far, I mean, the last couple of days, it's only 2 days, but so far it's been doing pretty good. Anyway, drop me a comment. Let me know how your journey's going. Let me know if you have any advice for me. And I appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you.